The internet, an always evolving thing. Information that would take years to research can now be found by turning on a computer or a phone and searching for it. But with all these amazing opportunities and information literally at your fingertips, cybercrime and theft is present as well. Just like in the real world, there are people that want to hurt others. That is why schools, governments, and companies are forced to restrict their connection to the endless cyberspace to secure their information. And it is no different at Pewamo Westphalia High School. This is what some of the staff has to say.
We can't have people looking at things that they're not supposed to, and not only is this a public place, but the Chromebooks are public themselves, so we have to look after not only you guys, but the school and everything in general to make sure everything's safe.
Well, I think it's important that we have some of those filters placed on our internet so that we can protect our system, protect our hardware. As you know, some of the sites, there's not as much control through the internet, and so you can often pick up viruses. And so we need some of those filters in order to protect our technology.
The pros of the internet restrictions that we have going on are that across the board, all of the students have the same access, so that there are some things potentially that high schoolers might want some access to, but that aren't appropriate for our younger students, and so that way we know we're keeping everybody safe and we're not guessing what anybody's personal beliefs are at home, what their morals and everything are. We're just basically setting it for everybody to exactly the same.
There's some sort of level of safety and security. I know that students aren't accessing illegal content for the most part. I know they still might be able to get around it, but I know the school's at least trying to make an effort.
Say the benefits of the restrictions, I think it helps students stay focused. I mean, people are always going to find distractions and things to distract them in class, but when you make it really obvious by not having things like Cookie Clicker or addictinggames.com very obviously blocked, students are going to find it. They're probably going to find ways to get those things anyway, but if you make it too easy, they'll probably use them more, and just keeping students on task and from inappropriate content, obviously.
The cons would be that I get asked quite often, if the students can have access to this or to that, and then I have to take the time to research it and find out. Usually it's a yes, it's not an issue, but again, I have to take into account that once it's opened up, everybody has access to it.
Okay. There are times when we're looking for media and we're unable to find something. For example, the student might need something related to war or something like that. So they look something up, click on the link, or they're looking for a particular picture and then they can't get to it because it's going to some sort of weapons website, something like that.
I've had too many problems at the beginning of the year with the new filters. I realized I would get a project ready at home and then I would come here to teach it and one of the websites would be blocked, or I would say, hey kids, go play with NitroType, and it would be blocked. Once I realized that I had to double check things here before we use them, it was fine. SoundCloud was blocked at the beginning of the year. That's pretty reasonable because there's some content in there we don't want students looking at, but really just making sure I plan ahead, making sure I know what I'm going to use.
Sometimes it does actually change the way I teach because I'll be looking for an example and I may run into that same restriction, or I'll have something at home and I'm going to show it in class and then I come to school and then it's blocked. It's very rare, so I'm not too concerned, but it once in a while does get in the way.
I'd say no. Like I said, other than checking in advance, I don't think the restrictions have really changed much.
The true reason why we have the internet restrictions is because the government enforces them. It works like this. Anything the government funds, for example, schools and libraries, are forced to use the restrictions. It's not the teacher's fault or the higher-ups in the school. Here's a little pro tip for everyone. If everyone used Pandora or Spotify instead of YouTube to listen to music, we wouldn't have bandwidth issues.